Today, it's all about gluten-free flour, how to make your own, how to store it, and then how to use it in recipes. So thank you for joining me today. Before I get started, be sure and hit the like, the subscribe, and I love reading your comments. When making your own gluten-free flour blend, there are many options to choose from. The first is oat flour. Now you can mill your own oat flour with your own oats in your Vitamix or a blender, or even the mock mill or the Nutrimill, I believe it will do oats. But yet you can also just buy oat flour in the store. Now realize some of you are like, Annette, oats are not gluten-free. They are, it's just where they're processed, most of the time it can be contaminated with gluten products. So if you buy a product like Bob's Red Mill, is going to certify this is 100% gluten-free. So if you buy your oats that are certified gluten-free, meaning they haven't been contaminated, then you could use that. I love using oat flour in my baked goods because it just adds a rich flavor to it. And so this is always going to be in my gluten-free flour and also my regular baking. So that's one option. The next is tapioca flour. I put my old box of Minute tapioca out here on the counter. How many of you still have this box up in your pantry? How many of you still use it? When we first got married, one of the cookbooks someone gave me as a wedding gift had a roast recipe in it. And it called for tapioca. And so I put it in the crock pot, let it cook all day while I was gone at work. Came home, and that was the richest gravy ever because we put a couple tablespoons of this in the roast in the crock pot. So that's what you want to use. Now, tapioca is actually from the plant, the cassava plant. So you might also see bags of gluten-free flour that may say cassava flour. It's the same plant. Tapioca is just made from the cassava. So cassava flour, tapioca flour, they're the same. Now, if you put too much tapioca flour in your gluten-free flour, it can actually be a little bit of a gel when you're mixing it up, and it may cause some problems. So you don't want a whole lot of this, but yet it does create a consistency when you mix that makes it really good. If you do have this, you can mill it and make it into a flour. Share that with you. Another one you're going to see a lot of is rice flour. You've got sweet rice flour, you've got brown rice, and you've got white rice. You'll see these bags in the grocery store. You can also just make your own flour by milling your own rice. A white rice or a brown rice would work really well, and that way it's actually less expensive if you mill it yourself, which is why we invest in our mills, right? So the rice is also the least expensive of all of the gluten-free flours. So typically most people in their mixes are going to put mostly white rice flour. I just am not real crazy about the texture, which is why I always add the oat flour in it as well. Coconut flour, also gluten-free. I'm not going to use it in my mix today. This is for a recipe I'm getting ready to make. And so now let me share with you how I mix my own flour. To mix up our flours, we're either going to use a whisk, or if you have been watching me and you're familiar with the Fisky, I love this fun tool. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 cups of rice flour. To this, I'm going to add 1 cup of oat flour. And I forgot to mention one other grain that I'm using today is millet. I milled this freshly in the mock mill. That also is going to add a nice flavor to it. We're just going to stir that up really well because it needs to be very well blended. To this, we're going to add our tapioca flour.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Make sure this is mixed really well. This is going to give us 4 cups of flour. I'm going to be using this in our gluten-free unleavened bread, so make sure you catch that video as well. And there we have it. The important part now is to store this in the refrigerator or the freezer. Now you can also just buy gluten-free flour in the store already pre-mixed. This is an option here. This is King Arthur. So we turn it over and look at the ingredients. We have rice flour, we have brown rice flour, we have sorghum flour, tapioca starch, potato starch, cellulose, which is to prevent it from caking, xanthan gum, and then some vitamins and minerals. The vitamins and minerals are really more for preserving it, because this is being stored out on the shelf, out in the regular temperature. It needs to be stored in a cool section like the refrigerator or your freezer. So you can definitely choose this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just if you want fresh tasting flour, which makes the total difference in how good your food tastes, then you want to either mill the grains yourself or buy it and then store it in the refrigerator or the freezer, such as this, where we are mixing our own. So we milled our own oats for this, even though I have a package here, and we milled our own millet. We could have milled our own tapioca. We can finally use that tapioca that's been in the cabinet for so long. We can mill our own rice, and you will have the freshest flour ever. Now we have our flour, and we can use this for anything. 1 cup of this flour is going to replace 1 cup of your regular flour. Now, if you're wanting to use this for a self-rising flour, we would need to add some baking powder and some salt. So 2 tablespoons of baking powder with 2 teaspoons of salt would create our self-rising flour. So that would be equivalent if you see that in a recipe calling for that. Now, be sure and store this in the refrigerator or the freezer. Keep it in a tight mason jar, which is my favorite way of storing things versus the plastic bags, and it will keep for you and it will serve you well. I can't wait to read in the comments how you use your gluten-free flour. Have you tried it before? Now, we are not a gluten-free family. I'm just here to teach you how to do it and how to share with you God's recipe for excellent health. So be sure and catch the next video, which is on gluten-free unleavened bread. Totally a game changer. Until next time, I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com. Don't forget to check out our platform for all of our courses at biblicalnutritionacademy.com. There you get to learn everything about how to serve God's recipe for excellent health. Thanks for watching.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Are you ready to have more fun in life and not be plagued with sickness and tiredness? At the Reclaim Retreat, we see transformations happen as soon as you arrive at this anointed place, a sacred space where God is at work and you can truly rest in His presence. Join a community of like-minded individuals ready to reclaim their health, their joy, and their God-given purpose. Come be refreshed, be renewed, be transformed. Spots are limited. Save yours today. Register now at biblicalwellnessretreat.com and reclaim what God has already promised you.